know? What do you know? Tell y'all what I know. I think I'm like 2 weeks behind or something like that on doing weekly updates, and we need to do a little catching up. I want to knock these weekly updates out and get y'all caught up. I've got a 3-part series that I'm probably going to do over this next week. I feel like it's going to answer some questions that I've been getting in the comments and stuff like that. I also feel like it'll have some knowledge in there, maybe shed some light on a couple of things, and possibly help some of the new lease operators out. So I won't sit here and ramble on about that, but like I said, I want to get y'all caught up, get y'all up to date, and then I'm going to start doing that series, and that way I can slide the updates in as I go through it. So without rambling too much more, this was for the week of July 20th through the 26th. If this video don't drag out too far, I may squeeze one more. Actually, I think we're probably going to double up. We'll do this week, and then I'll squeeze the next week in, and that'll help get us caught up a little bit. But on this week here, and just so y'all know, the way my pay is set up, my cutoff is Tuesday at noon. So anything that delivers between Tuesday at noon till the next week, that's how my settlements work. So sometimes I may have a load that picks up on Monday, but it don't deliver till Wednesday. Therefore, it will carry over into the week. This is not one of those weeks, but that's how it works though. So anytime I show my weekly update, it's just for things that hit for that settlement week. I don't really base mine Monday to Monday, or Sunday, or Monday to Sunday, or anything like that. I just base it on whatever hits the settlement for that week. So for this week here, I ended in, or from the, gosh dang, I can't even talk today. A week prior, I ended at Groveport, Ohio. From Groveport, Ohio, I bounced over to Norwood, Ohio. Picked up a load that weighed 42,000 pounds, went to Gardendale, Texas. That load was booked at $4,000. My cut of that was, or the truck's cut of that was $2,911.85. So from Gardendale, Texas, I bounced up to Seminole, Texas, and grabbed a load that weighed 42,000 pounds again, but it went to Altus, Oklahoma. Now that load was booked at $1,300. Truck's cut of that was $918.08. So for the week, total revenue was $5,300, but the cut to the truck, 72% of that, which is what I ended up keeping this week, 72%, was $3,829.93. Now I only ran 1,745 miles this week. It was a short week. This load here actually was the last load of the week. That was what got me back to Oklahoma so I could go home. So 1,745 miles. I was heavy on both those loads. My fuel economy struggled a little bit that week. I can't remember. It might have had, that was a pretty hot week, so that might have had something to do with it. There was probably a lot of idling involved. But 7.4 miles to the gallon. So at 1,745 miles, $3,829.93, that came out to $219 a mile to the truck. Not a great week, but not a terrible week either. Like I said, it was a short week, so it is what it is. It got me back to the house. The week prior to that was a pretty good week, so I don't ever base everything from one week to, like, I don't look at this week. I do during the when I'm doing the updates, but I kind of look at the month and the year and kind of look at my averages and stuff like that. So this is not a good rate, but with what I've been running, my average is still good. So, and that's what matters to me. But anyway, with that all being said, that was that week. I think I'll go ahead and do the following week also, and we'll knock it out so that way we can kind of get back into a routine and get started on this 3-part series. So I'll be right back. We'll do the next week. All right, let's get this next week knocked out. I apologize right now for my sloppy handwriting. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to read, but I am going through it and kind of explaining it so that way you can hopefully read my handwriting. And also, I apologize if the truck is loud. It's idling right now. It's pretty hot right now, so I tried to turn it off for a little while, but it just heated up like an oven in here. And so yeah, I had to start it back up and let it idle for a little bit. But we're gonna knock this out, and so that way we can move on to the following week, and like I said, get started on this 3-part series that I really want to get to. I think it's pretty informative. I think a lot of people will get some little nuggets out of it. So yeah, let's knock this out, and then I'll start getting those videos put together. So, like I said, last place I was at was Altus, Oklahoma. Now from Altus, I bounced 150 miles to the house, and then, which is part of this also. So when I do my deadhead, it's from the point where I last delivered to all the way up. Like, I don't leave any off. So once I delivered Altus, I reset my odometer, or my trip meter, and then everything from Altus to Dallas is figured into this mileage. So from Altus, Oklahoma, I bounced 150 miles to my house. Now from my house, I had to run down to Fort Worth and take a class. Landstar calls it a cabs class, which is like a safety and then a business class. They require you to do it within between 90 and 120 days is the way it was explained to me. And I think you got to do it once a year. I'm not correct. I'm not positive on that, but I think it's once a year you got to do it. So I bounced from Altus to my house, from my house down to Fort Worth, and then from Fort Worth, after that class, I grabbed a load in Dallas, Texas that weighed 22,000 pounds, and it had a couple of stops between Dallas and Ponca City. It had one in Norman, one in Moore, 2 in Oklahoma City, and the final was in Ponca City, if I remember correctly. That load, gross pay on it was $2,075. The cut to the truck was $1,636.10. Now from Ponca City, I bounced down to Oklahoma City. I picked up a load Thursday, I want to say like lunchtime on Thursday, that only weighed 3,000 pounds, and it didn't have to be in Indian Springs, Nevada till Monday morning. So I went home from Thursday afternoon until Saturday morning. I left my house Saturday morning and drove Saturday and Sunday. Indian Springs, Nevada is a 2-day run from my house. So got to go home for another day and a half. That load paid $4,500 gross. The cut to the truck was $3,211.17. I want to add on this week here, I ran 68 mile an hour. I started running 68 mile an hour on everything on this week. From Altus to the house, 68 mile an hour. From the house to Fort Worth, 68. This whole trip here, 68. This trip here, 68. Then from Indian Springs, Nevada, I bounced back down to Las Vegas, Nevada. Grabbed a load that weighed 11,000 pounds. That went to Stockton, California. Once again, I ran 68 mile an hour. I was curious as to how much difference it made in my fuel economy. Now, I was fairly light that week, so it wasn't really a true testament to see, but since then I've continued to run 68 just to kind of see how things play out. So the load to Stockton, California paid $1,750. Cut to the truck was $1,302.13. Now, the weekly gross was $8,325. The cut to the truck was $6,149.40. Oh, I forgot to add, that was 73%. 73% of the revenue. So 73% of the revenue went to the truck. Now, I ran 2,601 miles. My fuel economy for the week was 8 miles to the gallon, and that's a rate of $2.36 a mile to the truck. Now, it wasn't a bad week. This load from Oklahoma City to Indian Springs, it had a little bit of extra time on it. I didn't really, I wasn't a fan of the rate per the amount of time, but it gave me a chance to go back to the house, hang out for a little bit, and it was an extremely light load, very easy to haul. So it actually turned out to be a pretty good week. I'm not really all that mad about it. Like I said, I did a little over $6,000. Spent the first part of the week in a class, and then went home in the middle of the week. So not a terrible week at all. So that's how that week turned out. I believe I am, let's see, I got one more week and then I will be caught up to this current week. So the next video will probably be part one of my three-part series, and then I will do next week or last week's update video. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna knock a lot of videos out, and you'll probably see them over the next couple of days or over the next week. I may space them out a little bit, but stay tuned for that. And like always, y'all hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay safe. Rubber side down, shiny side up, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.